Hi everyone, today let's talk about how to teach writing. Usually there are two different approaches. One is called product writing. The other one is called process writing. So what are the stages? Now let's have a look together. For product writing, the first stage is lead in. This stage sets the overall context of the lesson, so students will be familiar with the topic. And here we can't use too much time because this stage should be very quick and easy. And remember, don't teach any new grammar or vocabulary here. So if there is a word that students may not know, then just don't use it. Then what kind of resources can we use here? Normally, pictures, photos, and film clips are very good choices. Now let's come to stage 2. It's called analysis of the model text. So the teacher will introduce an ideal example to students, and then students will analyze this example because later they need to produce something similar. So how to analyze the example? Usually by answering some comprehension questions about it. For example, students can read for gist and answer some questions about the main idea. And they can also read for specific information or detailed comprehension and answer some questions about them. Then stage 3 is called response to the model text. So this stage requires students to personalize or engage with the text by responding to it in some way. Then how to respond to the model text? What the teacher can do is to design some discussion questions related to the text. For example, what do you think, blah, blah? Or do you have a similar experience as blah, blah? Something like that. And stage 4 is useful input. So this stage provides the students with some information that they will find useful when writing their own text. Basically, students are now trying to learn something from the example we just provided. For example, features of the text, some vocabulary or functional language like how do you make an invitation, or a grammatical structure. That's basically everything students can learn from this example. And then stage 5 is preparation. So here, this stage ensures students have something to write about in the main writing stage. And this part can be conducted in different ways. For example, students can share their ideas in pairs, and they can also work alone by themselves. And also they can brainstorm some ideas in groups. And then it comes to the writing part. So here students will write, and the teacher needs to monitor and provide support. Well, what I will suggest here is to set a timer for your students. Normally, what I will do is to set a 12 minutes timer or 15 minutes timer, depending on the class time and also the text itself. Then stage 7, and also the last stage, is called feedback and error correction. So here's something I will do. Usually peer feedback first. So I will ask the students to exchange their papers first and try to mark the good phrases or the good sentences they can see from each other's writing. Use curved line to mark them, and also use their blue pens to mark the mistakes. And after that, it's the teacher's job to provide feedback. For example, review some of the common mistakes of the class, and also we can present one of the good writings to the whole class and let everybody learn some good phrases or sentences, and also, of course, the structure from this writing. Well, that's everything for product writing. Now let's have a look at process writing. The first one is, of course, the same, lead in. So everything is basically the same. You can just take a look. And for stage 2, it's called encountering a reason to write. Well, here is where the writing task is set. Actually, this part is pretty simple, and sometimes you only need one sentence to talk about it. That's why we can put it together with the lead in part. And next stage is called idea formation. This is just like the planning stage for product writing. So it ensures students have something to write about in the main writing stage. And of course, different ways to do it. For example, in pairs to share their ideas, and also work alone by themselves or brainstorm in groups. And now let's have a look at stage 4. It's called drafting. So students write and the teacher monitors and provides support. Here again, try to set a timer for students. And after this part, we will do stage 5. It's called reviewing. Well, this part can be conducted in different ways as well. For example, students can work alone, they can do it in pairs or in groups or as a whole class. So what kind of things do we need to consider? Well, they can focus on one or more of these areas. Number 1, check vocabulary. Number 2, check grammar. And of course, style or structure. And review organizations of ideas. For example, do ideas flow logically? And review content. For example, should anything be cut or added? So basically to try to spot these different areas. These are just some typical examples, and of course you can have your own ideas as well. And stage 6 is redrafting. So students rewrite while the teacher monitors and provides support. So what is the difference between the drafting stage and redrafting stage? Well, have a look. Here, students need to pay particular attention to areas highlighted by themselves, their peers, or the teacher during the previous stage. Remember, like the vocabulary, the structure, the grammar, a lot of different things. So they need to revise their writing here. And the last one, same as product writing, feedback and error correction. So same here, peer feedback first and feedback by the teacher. I mean, if you have enough time. So if you want to see some examples, you can go to my channel. Here are 2 different videos about product writing, and there is another one in Unit 7 in grade 7, yes, where I used a process writing. Well, that's basically everything I want to share today. Bye, everyone.